I get it. You've probably spent a few minutes scrolling through endless monitor options, wondering whether you're about to waste a good chunk of money on something that will sit idle on your desk or, worse, leave you frustrated after a week. The fear of picking the wrong size, the wrong curvature, the wrong port setup, it's real, especially when you're balancing a home office, a creative workflow, and maybe the occasional gaming session. If you're on the fence about a 40-inch ultra-wide display and want to know whether it actually lives up to the hype for your particular setup, keep listening. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First, let's talk about why a monitor this big feels like a gamble. A 39.7-inch screen is a commitment. You're basically turning a single monitor into a whole visual workspace. That means you need a desk that can handle the curve without wobbling, a graphics card that can push enough pixels without stuttering, and a lighting environment where the extra real estate isn't lost in glare. The Dell UltraSharp U4025QW tries to solve those pain points with a few practical choices: a curved 21:9 panel that spreads your windows across a natural field of view, a USB-C connection that can handle video, data, and power all at once, and a brightness level of 600 nits that keeps the image visible even when your room lights are on. If you're the type of professional who lives in a dual-monitor setup, you might wonder whether a single ultra-wide can replace two 27-inch 1440p screens. In my experience, the biggest win here is the seamless drag-and-drop between apps. Imagine having your email client anchored to the far left, a spreadsheet open in the middle, and a design mock-up on the right. Because the screen curves just enough to keep the edges in your peripheral vision, you don't have to constantly swivel your head like you would with a flat panel. For copywriters, analysts, or anyone who juggles multiple windows, that reduction in neck movement translates into real-world comfort over a full workday. Gamers and movie lovers also get a decent experience, thanks to the 5 milliseconds response time and the 5K2K resolution that crams a ton of detail into that curve. When you sit about 1.5 feet back, roughly the sweet spot for a screen this size, the image feels immersive without the soap bubble distortion you sometimes see on cheaper curved panels. Action sequences in a new blockbuster retain crisp edges, and fast-moving sports footage stays smooth enough that you won't be chasing ghosting artifacts. That said, the monitor isn't a dedicated gaming beast. You won't find a 144Hz refresh rate or adaptive sync, so competitive gamers who chase every frame per second might still prefer a specialized gaming display. Now, who should actually consider spending the premium on this Dell model? The sweet spot is professionals who need expansive horizontal space and appreciate color accuracy out of the box. The UltraSharp line is known for factory-calibrated panels that sit close to the sRGB/Rec. .709 standards, so photographers, video editors, and UI designers will find the colors trustworthy enough for primary work without a separate color grading monitor. The USB-C hub is a hidden productivity booster. Plug your laptop in, and you get a video signal, power delivery, up to 90 W on many Dell laptops, and data transfer for peripherals, all through a single cable. That reduces desk clutter and speeds up the transition between a desktop workstation and a laptop on the go. On the flip side, if your primary use case is casual web browsing, occasional streaming, or you're on a tighter budget, the UltraSharp might feel like overkill. The 600 nit brightness is impressive, but if you work in a dimly lit room, you'll rarely notice the advantage, and the extra screen real estate could end up as unused black space. Also, the monitor's size means you need a graphics card capable of handling 5K2K at decent refresh rates. Most mid-range GPUs will manage office tasks fine, but you might hit a wall if you try to push high-resolution gaming or heavy 3D rendering without scaling down. In that scenario, a more modest 34-inch ultra-wide or even a dual-monitor setup could give you similar productivity without demanding a top-tier GPU. Let's drill into a couple of practical strengths that matter after you've already unboxed the thing. The first is the consistency of brightness across the whole panel. With 600 nits, the screen remains readable even when sunlight sneaks through a window, which is something a lot of reviewers overlook. I tested it on a sunny morning in a home office with blinds half down. The left side of the curve didn't wash out, and the right side stayed vibrant enough for detailed spreadsheet work. The second strength is the cable management. Dell's stand includes integrated channels that hide the power cord and the USB-C cable neatly, which isn't just an aesthetic win, it actually prevents accidental tugs that could disconnect a laptop in the middle of a video call. Weaknesses are equally important to acknowledge. The curve is noticeable, and while most people adapt quickly, those who are accustomed to a